Even under the best of circumstances, we can always use better visibility into how our employees are performing. But now, in these times of work from home, it becomes even more critical that we obtain the necessary visibility into how employees are working now that they're no longer within our direct line of sight. We need to understand how employees are utilizing the tools we've given them. We need to understand how much time employees are spending in production. We need to understand what disruptions are taking employees away from their desktop. So Operations Visualizer is a tool that can do that. And it's been proven, as you can see on the slide, to provide value even when you didn't have a remote employee. So imagine what it can do for you as you've now moved to work from home. We give you real-time access to performance and goals for your employees as well as for your line managers. Now employees walk in every morning knowing what expectations were, how well they performed against those expectations, and have time to self-correct their behavior. It lets you understand that employees are focused on production-related activities, and when they're not, understanding what other activities those may be, and how do they impact their ability to work, and how do they impact their ability to function effectively if they're working from home or working in the office. One thing to remember is your expectations may not be the same for your work-from-home employees as they were when their employees were in the office. So make sure when you're setting your goals, you understand that potential difference. So I've talked about the value of Operations Visualizer. Let me take a little bit of time and talk through the components that help deliver that value for you. So the first one is application analysis. If you're familiar with desktop and process analytics, you know that that's the portion of the solution that provides information about what applications an employee is utilizing, what we call in focus, as they're working on their desktop. So that's great information to start. But what about those times when employees are doing something not on their desktop? What about when they're on the phone talking to their remote boss? What about the time when they're doing a learning clip? What about the time when they're working on some other type of activity, such as a meeting, that doesn't require them to actually be on a laptop? So that's where my time comes in. It's a way for employees to start reporting the activities they're doing when they're not specifically working at their keyboard, and lets us understand things that are interrupting them, things that are taking them away from their productive work. And what we do next is we take that information and we turn it into a performance management scorecard. And this is where the real power of the solution becomes apparent. You can see the heat map here that shows various KPIs that have been created by the Ops Visualizer solution, and who's performing well against goal and who's performing poorly against goal. All of with the visibility necessary to understand how can I help my employees meet their expectations and my expectations. Because these scorecards are available for both the employee and for the line manager. So the employee always knows how they're doing individually against their expectations and the company's expectations. And the line manager knows how their team is doing, again, against their own expectations and against the company's expectations. Giving power to folks when they need it as they work from home.